Hey everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about another one of my EU4 campaigns. I did one of these a few months ago, talking about my Inca campaign, and honestly this was about probably the campaign I was doing about the time I made that video, and I kept meaning to make a video about it, and I never did. But here we are, so let's jump into it. As you can see, I ended up as Germany. It's a very nice Germany, if I don't say myself. It was kind of like the standard Brandenburg to Prussia to Germany run. This was the first time I had ever done a Prussia run. And honestly, it was a lot of fun to have just stupidly powerful troops and getting to just like crush pretty much all of Europe once you get past the early game where you're worried about Europe crushing you. I had a few restrictions in this campaign where one is I wanted all of my land to be contiguous. I wouldn't take, even if it was opportunistic, I wouldn't take land that was kind of like, would be like offshore from my place or I couldn't otherwise directly connect. And I wanted to stay on mainland Europe, with a few exceptions, like I took Cyprus and Crete and some other like just places just to like, I don't know, reasons. But for the most part I didn't expand into Anatolia or even up into the British Isles at all, or Sweden. I was considering taking out like Sweden and all that, but I decided not to. But honestly, I think this is a very nice looking Europe. It's very clean. Yeah, I'll talk about like kind of like my ideas, and actually, you know what, yeah, let's just talk about ideas right now. So first up I went defensive, just because I wanted to just have a very powerful army. And it came in a lot of like, yeah, Brandenburg and Prussia have very powerful armies, but I wanted to make it that much so because I did actually have to fight a few coalition wars, and I actually was lucky and actually didn't lose either of them. One I wiped peace, and the other one I was actually able to take some land from them. And kind of like getting these early military ideas really helped. After defensive, I went innovative, both for the tech cost reduction, as well as some of the policies. I mean, one I was looking for modern siege weapons that +1 leader siege and +10% siege ability just saves so much time and so much manpower because it just reduces how long, like, siege ability is, I think, one of the best modifiers in the game. And because it helps sieges go faster, it helps you end wars faster, it helps with siege races, it helps your manpower supplies, and it's just a great thing. And innovative is a solid one, especially when you get to mercenary maintenance, because I ended up with a lot of mercs. I should say that this is on an older patch. I want to believe it's 1.21, but don't quote me on that. And I am running one graphical mod that's Fast Universalis, which just makes it run better on my potato of a laptop. Then I went offensive, honestly, for more siege ability and to get the modern siege weapons. As well as just good offense. The defensive and offensives are the two best military idea groups for just buffing up your army. Then administrative for core cost reduction, because at this point, like early on, it wasn't taking that much land, so the core cost wasn't much because it was mostly waiting on aggressive expansion and whatnot. But I decided to just go admin at this point because then I was trying to take more land and stuff and expand a little bit out of the HRE and whatnot. Then to quality ideas, mostly for just the extra discipline, because one of the achievements I was going for was the get X discipline as Prussia. Then I went humanist because at that point I was having some trouble with rebels because I was expanding out of like core Germany, which like was all my culture group and was helping, and that just humanist helped with that. And then influence ideas because I was starting to have some, not just so much for the aggressive expansion back, which I probably should have taken influence earlier just to help with aggressive expansion, but mostly for integrating subjects and integrating client sakes. And finally, I did quantity just to, I don't know, I didn't really need it at this point. Largely the land attrition and just the available mercenaries. But otherwise, yeah, that's what the achievements I went for in this campaign were, or the achievements that I didn't necessarily go for all these. So, a fine goof step, form Prussia and have at least 105 discipline. That wasn't that hard. A protected market, have 100% mercantilism. I had amazing leaders on this run. It was uncannily good leaders, and I'm never going to have this kind of luck ever again. And I'm kind of sad about that, but that's fun. Get 100% 100 absolutism. I mean, I was surprised I hadn't done this already, but an early Reich formed Germany, as I did. It pretty much means you have to take most of like the free cities in Germany and a bunch of other core provinces, but it wasn't that bad. Bleed them dry, have 10 different war reps being paid to you at the same time. I got this from like the League War and that kind of times. Fanatic collectivist, own all institution origin provinces. They all fortunately spawned in Europe, so I was able to get that. Runia Imperi, dismantle the Holy Roman Empire. I was able to get that and actually take that apart and click the button to dismantle the Holy Roman Empire. Granted, the Holy Roman Empire was pretty much gone by that point, but oh well. And finally, the Emperor's New Clothes. Become the Emperor of the HRE. I won this right after the League War. I wasn't even trying. It was honestly kind of annoying because at that point I wanted to just like take free cities and stuff, and I didn't want to take the stability hit of taking free cities. So yeah, let's hop into the timeline. So, we're starting out here. We're just this little Brandenburg. I was actually very lucky. I actually was able to seize an early alliance of Poland. There's the surrender of Neumark that the Teutons give to me. Okay. Brandenburg gets a thing to take the lands of Silesia. I was able to actually bring in Poland in a war against Bohemia on this and take this all for myself. I did promise Poland land, and I then did not give Poland land. Yeah, and I did take a lot of aggressive expansion, but fortunately a coalition didn't fire between me taking this and some of their, it was very close to firing. It was probably a bit aggressive, but I'm more likely to be a bit less cautious at the beginning of a campaign. And I spent a lot of time just kind of like waiting for aggressive expansion to go down. I took some opportunity provinces just over here and finished off Pomerania and kind of like securing this coastline. I had a goal to get more coastline at the beginning because I wanted some. I think I just threatened war against the Teutons. Get some land there. Because I wanted more ships so I can actually like effectively go there. I continue along there to get all the provinces needed to form Prussia. Yeah, and it was just like nice and slow. I think at this point I lost my alliance with Poland, but I think I had an alliance with like Austria and England at that point. By endgame, my main alliances were of Sweden and Russia, and for a while the Ottomans. Not the Ottomans, but Russia, Sweden, and England. I won a big war against Poland, bringing in Muscovy and Austria there. I was able to get a nice big name and secure the coast there. They get a lot of free not cores, but claims in this area. So, and that was like easy to expand outside of the HRE. You can see I was like kind of like focusing on that outside HRE expansion. Also, I was kind of focused on kind of snagging some land up here before Muscovy took it. because Muscovy wasn't someone I wanted to go to war with, because I was they were my ally, and they would help me out a lot later. They helped me drive back the Ottomans a lot. Yeah, so continue to take land. Yeah, I had a lot of AE here, so I was like, I actually think this was about the time of the First Coalition War, and that was the White Peace. I took a little, I think I just threatened war with Livonian Order. Took some more land here, and you can see now I've become Prussia. I get like the Admin Tech 10 you need, and with Prussia's amazing ideas, I just annex the rest of the Livonian Order. This bugged me for a lot of time, just like this like little bridge into this. I'm holding hands with my friends in Muscovy. Okay. And yeah, no, I just continue to slowly but surely expand. Denmark is about to become a little bit of pain in my side, and with the Sweden and Norway still under them, it was a bit annoying. Sweden didn't actually get free until I beat them up a lot. England did very well against France here. I don't actually remember if they took it back. This campaign was a while ago. Took some more land in Poland. Again, I'm still like kind of steering clear of the HRE itself until I get like this power base here outside of the HRE, just to avoid that, because I didn't have influence ideas and things like that, and I could just expand my power base so much better out here. And again, I was also kind of racing with Russia to get this land. Oldenburg was really annoying because at one point, you'll see in the future, like our lands kind of like interweave themselves together. Oh, Austria and Hungary came together. But our colors were so similar that I couldn't tell whose lands was who, and it was really annoying. Austria actually spits out Hungary at some point, and I don't know why. I think they end up losing a war to the Ottomans, and the Ottomans have them release Hungary for some reason. See, they actually get like a nice expansion on there. Austria's looking real powerful, and it wasn't until the League War when I was able to like kind of break them. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. There was, I remember now, they got word of being in a war with both the League War and me at the same time with the Ottomans, and I took some land up here in the north, but then the Ottomans were released Hungary. I'm kind of like snaking through, Western Germany over here from there and kind of like building my power base. For the longest time, I was the emperor, but Saxony was actually the emperor for the longest time, because for the longest time they were actually one of the only eligible people to be the emperor, which was really nice because I could attack people in the HRE and just kind of like beat them up without any consequence, because like Saxony like wasn't posing a threat to me at all. And I beat them up and beat them in many wars. I just had an army stationed next to there ready to reoccupy Saxony's capital. And now at this point I was kind of like mostly kind of like cleaning up borders over here and finishing up kind of like snaking my way to the provinces needed to form Germany to get those permanent claims on all of Germany. This is the point in the game where it's like, okay, I was not at any risk. Like, I was actually probably a little bit further. Oh, there, I formed Germany. Where like no one could stop me. My armies were insane. I was beating armies twice my size easily. And it was just, it was a lot of fun just having like these god armies, being able to just like crush anything that came in its path. I must say though, the game after this, I did make some mistakes in making a lot of engagements that I shouldn't have, because I got very, let's say, cocky about the quality of my troops. Yeah, no, at this point, I don't even care about aggressive expansion. I'm just like continuing to pick away at the remaining people in the HRE, and kind of like, I had a lot of luck that went really well in this campaign, both with my leaders and having tons of admin points, getting that early thing with Poland to get like a lot of the wars going. The Burgundian inheritance never firing really helped. Yeah, no, I wasn't like really gaming it, and I wasn't really like gunning for like a world conquest or anything, but this was definitely like, I don't know, it was a nice like relaxed game, like when I got to the late game, and I'm like, okay, my goal was like, I'm gonna conquer mainland Europe, and I did, and I had 11 years to spare, so there wasn't much of an issue with that. Continuing to go out there. I think I missed the first Ottoman War. The Ottomans were really the only people that like stood against me, and I was actually nervous about going against them because I wasn't sure how I was met it up. And then when I go into the first war, I'm just smashing their armies, no problem. And I'm like, oh wait, no, okay, I'm gonna conquer the Ottomans now. And it was essentially like alternating between Russia invading the Ottomans and me invading the Ottomans. The Netherlands formed, and I was actually allied with the Netherlands for a while. And then you can see that's when I stopped being allied to the Netherlands. Oh, there's my client site for the Balkans. Client states are so nice. It just changes how you expand so much. And another client state for up in the Netherlands. I wish these worked with that. Oh, just took out the Pope. Then just took a huge chunk of the Ottomans' territory. Like up here, these borders are pretty much set in stone for the rest of the game, and I've finished up there, so the rest of my expansion was more focused over here. At one point, I don't know what it is, but I break my alliance with England because I need to take this. Also, because I took this province right here and then sold it to Kildare because it was bothering me that Kildare did that so they could form Ireland. France went revolutionary, as they quite often do. Playing outside. But even the revolutionary bonuses are not enough to stop the encroaching German tide as I annex half their country. Take some of Savoy. Honestly, I didn't take that much, mostly because I ended that war and not realizing I was still coring a lot of this. And yeah, I was like, oh wait, I can't take all that much land. So I didn't. Took more France. I kind of like sheltered them from everyone else. Then it's time for Spain to die. So took out most of Spain right there. Finished up Savoy. And soon Portugal just gets fully annexed, or at least mainland Portugal gets fully annexed. Yeah, no, I just didn't want to make new client states at this point. So I kind of like think the rest of France is gone. Part of Spain, England's done. That's when I took that to give Kildare, and Kildare formed Ireland. And finally wraps up that last one, war with Spain. And yeah, let's just hop out of the timeline. So the world, religion-wise, I mean, Europe is very Protestant. Although the New World is solidly Catholic, Castile did a lot of the colonizing. I actually have a lot of provinces up north, and actually, the former Dutch colony up here is actually currently at war with California. Is that independent California? No, it's under Portugal. Although I expect not for long. There's a Castilian United States, but essentially took all the Dutch colonies when I full annexed the Netherlands. I could have probably taken like all of Portuguese land and annexed like California and stuff, but I didn't feel the need to. Yeah, no, but otherwise, yeah, I didn't pay attention too much to the world. Russia's there, being Russia. Me exploded in Bukhara, kind of like took over it in between Bukhara and Bengal, being two powerhouses. There's English Australia. But yeah, no, it was a really fun game, and I really enjoyed, kind of like the relaxed pace of, just being able to just smash face, at the end of it. Granted, it is a little work to get to the point where you are just smashing all the faces of Prussia, but once you do, oh, it is so nice. But yeah, I mean, that just about does it for, culture map mode. I didn't do much culture conversion. I went humanist, and I considered trying to go, revolutionary Germany, but it ended up being, I didn't want to put in the effort to do that. I still have cores to make because I just took, Spain, but, yeah, no, that's my, my Germany campaign. Let me know if there's any campaigns you'd like me to do in the future. When I do get my new computer, I'm probably going to be streaming some EU4, and you can watch me be terrible at the game and live when that happens. But until then, I will talk to you later. Alright, bye-bye.